Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Fran, I'm from Venezuela, and today we're going to be watching a video called Top 10 Places to Visit in the UK. So it's the United Kingdom, and I know that the UK has a lot of diverse places. It's not just, it's not just London. So I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of maybe like historical towns because, being in Europe, I think they have a lot of old places. At least that's my guess. So let's check it out and comment, like, subscribe, and start.
Guys, my name is Ryan Shirley, and I spent the last few years exploring the United Kingdom, and I want to show you my favorite places. So here's my UK top 10.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's like a very good list given the fact that he spent like years traveling.
The United Kingdom is made up of the countries of England, Wales, Northern Ireland, and Scotland. If you want to go back in time and feel like you're in a fairy tale or a Harry Potter film, the UK is the place for you.
Oh yeah, the terrain.
It's easy to see why so many myths and legends were born here. It's one of the world's most enchanting
it doesn't even
places.
look real.
Alright, so for our first location, we're going to go visit possibly the most iconic city in the world.
Okay, London.
I've traveled more to London than any other international destination. I have to say it's my favorite city in the world, and I just keep coming back. Everything from the double-decker buses to the energy of Piccadilly Circus makes the city feel so
beautiful
alive.
city.
There's just so many places to see. You can check out the iconic Big Ben
it's
walk
iconic,
across
yeah.
the bridge to see the Palace of Westminster. There's the Tower Bridge, which is possibly the most famous bridge in all of London. You can go see the Stone Guards at Buckingham Palace or take a ride on the London Eye. If you haven't already been to London, I'd highly recommend visiting when you can. It's hard to beat the London atmosphere. There's no city like it in the world.
It definitely looks like it's nothing
London,
like it.
We're going to make the 2-hour drive over to Stonehenge.
Oh, Stonehenge.
Located in Wiltshire, England, lies one of the most famous man-made rock structures in the world. There's a lot of mystery surrounding Stonehenge.
It's actually smaller than I think I was
and
imagining. I don't know.
Archaeologists believe it was constructed back between 3000 to 2000 BC. Stonehenge consists of a ring of rocks, each being around 13 feet high and weighing nearly 25 tons each. It's unclear what the exact purpose of Stonehenge was. It's believed that it was used as an astronomical observatory or a religious site. Either way, it sure makes you stop and think how people thousands of years ago were able to construct this. Alright, so after Stonehenge, we're heading over to the Jurassic Coast. While you won't find any dinosaurs here, you might find some fossils on the beach. The Jurassic Coast is England's only natural World Heritage Site, and it's become popular with its white cliffs and picturesque beaches that are full of fossils formed over 65 million years ago. One of the most famous spots on the Jurassic Coast is Door. It's this limestone arch that goes straight into the ocean. There's a great beach there, and I just can't think of a better place to spend.
It's incredible to think that nature did this.
One of my favorite spots on the Jurassic Coast is Old Harry's Rocks. Now, special thanks to my friend David Rule for providing this footage. He has an awesome Instagram and YouTube that provided the description below. I remember the first time I saw his picture of this place, and I was just baffled by the scenery there.
You wanted to go there immediately,
yeah. These sea stacks that are made completely out of chalk that mark the end of the Jurassic Coast.
It's actually
in
chalk.
World War II, the stacks were used as target practice for pilots, so that's kind of crazy. I just love the combination of the green meadows with the white cliffs and the blue ocean.
Stunning.
I mean, it's just hard to beat that scenery. Alright, so after the Jurassic Coast, we're going to head up north to visit the country of Wales. Now, Wales is located in the southwest part of Great Britain. It's famous for its mountainous national parks, picturesque coastline, and distinct Welsh language. One of the most scenic places in Wales is the Snowdonia National Park. It's a region in northwest Wales that is known for its mountains and lakes. The highest peak in Wales, Mount Snowdon, is located in the park with an elevation of 10,085 meters. You can hike on up there, or you can take the Snowdon Mountain Railway to the top. If you're lucky, you might be able to see Ireland across the sea.
Oh my god, you can see Ireland?
Wales, we're going to head to the Isle of Man.
So high.
Located in the Irish Sea, right between England and Ireland, lies a rugged island known for its rural landscapes and medieval castles. While it's technically not part of the United Kingdom, it has status of crown dependency, and the UK is responsible for its defense and external relations. The Isle of Man has had an interesting history. Humans have lived on it since 6500 BC, and in the 19th century it was ruled by Norway. But in 1266 the island became part of Scotland, and now it is a self-governing isle. An interesting place on the Isle of Man is Peel Castle. It was constructed by Vikings in the 11th century and it sits right on the ocean. I mean, it's a pretty cool castle if you ask me. Alright, so after the Isle of Man, we're going to head across the sea to visit Northern Ireland. Now, Ireland is full of just beautiful scenery, dramatic coastal cliffs, and countless famous castles. Back in 1921, Ireland was split into Northern and Southern Ireland as a result of
Imagine
the
driving up there, like what
a
an insane view.
While Southern Ireland became a free Irish state, Northern Ireland remained within the United Kingdom. The capital of Northern Ireland is the city of Belfast, which is the birthplace of the Titanic ship. One of the most iconic places in Northern Ireland is the Dark Hedges. It's this road lined with beech trees.
It looks like a magical place.
It was used as a filming location for the Game of Thrones. On the northern coast, you can check out the Carrick Already rope bridge or see the basalt columns at the Giant's Causeway. I mean, there's just so much history and beauty in Ireland, and it just makes me want to go there and explore. All right, so for our next location,
like an ancient
we're going to head
castle
to Scotland to visit the Isle of Skye. This is probably my all-time favorite place in the UK. You literally feel like you're in a fairy tale when you visit there. I was lucky enough to go to the Isle of Skye last summer, and it's about a 5-hour drive from Edinburgh. One of the most impressive places in the Isle of Skye is the Old Manor. It's one of my all-time favorite rock formations. I felt like I was on the set of Game of Thrones when I was there. Now, to get to the Old Manor, it's about a 4-kilometer hike. You walk through some conservation gates and you'll reach the famous rock pinnacles. I went for sunrise and sunset, and both occasions were breathtaking. When I was there was just like crows flying around the rock, and there were some sheep running around.
Oh, sheep!
I mean, it was just a magical place. So the legend of the Old Manor is supposedly a giant lived there a long time ago, and when he was buried, his thumb was left sticking out of the ground.
Like, imagine
when you go there,
like that.
It's easy to see why it's one of the world's most iconic rock formations. It's one of my all-time favorite places, and I recommend everyone to see it at least once in their life. Just a few minutes away from the Old Manor there is a breathtaking waterfall called Meout Falls that cascades down to the ocean. There's a nice viewpoint.
It even has like a waterfall.
The surrounding seafood in the area are also stunning. One of the most famous is Kilt Rock, which are right by Meout Falls. I mean, it's just such a cool area. There aren't many waterfalls that fall straight into the ocean. If you're looking to find some fairies, you may want to check out the fairy pools. There are these picturesque blue pools that lie at the base of the black
God, look at that.
When I was there were so many midges. I didn't dare get close to water, so make sure you bring some bug spray. If you want to do a beautiful hike, I also recommend visiting the Corang. It's one of the most beautiful areas in the Isle of Skye. You feel like you're walking on a giant golf course. I found this crazy vantage point to get a good 360 view of the whole area. Alright, so after the Isle of Skye, we're going to head over to the nearby Eilean Donang Castle. If you're driving to the Isle of Skye, you will drive right by this. It's one of my favorite castles in the UK, situated on a small tidal island at the point where the three great sea locks meet. The castle was built in the 13th century. I'm so mad at myself. I didn't visit the castle when I was there. I wasn't able to check it out. That's one of my biggest regrets of when I visited the UK.
But you can always go
again. The same mistake I made. Alright, so after Castle, we're going to head over to one of Scotland's most iconic locations,
the Harry Potter
Glenfinnan Viaduct. It's located at the top of Loch Shiel in the West Highlands of Scotland. It was completed around 1898. This may look familiar because it was featured in the Harry Potter films. When I was there, I wanted to get close to the bridge, so I walked underneath it. I was just shook by how big it actually was. After I hiked to the top to get a good vantage point so I could see the famous train go across the viaduct. Just really reminds you of those Harry Potter movies. Alright, so after Glenfinnan, we're going to head over to Edinburgh. Now, if you want to go back in time, Edinburgh is a must. It's where J.K. Rowling wrote her Harry Potter novels. When I started traveling, this was one of the first cities I visited. It's a medieval old town with intricate neoclassical buildings.
Medieval town, like, yes, take me there.
The iconic Edinburgh Castle overlooks the city and is home to Scotland's crown jewels. When I was there, I didn't go into the castle because I was being too cheap, but one of my favorite places was
guessing like there's a pretty long line. It
offers a beautiful view of the whole entire city. While we're still in Edinburgh, we're going to head over to Arthur's Seat. Now, Arthur's Seat is located in Holyrood Park, and it's a short walk from Edinburgh Centre. Arthur's Seat is an extinct volcano with an elevation of 820
An extinct volcano?
When I was there, I wanted to get as high as I could so I could see all of Edinburgh. I made a hike up, and I reached the top. It was just so windy when I was there, nearly blew me over. After I hiked to the top, I had a good time just hiking around Holyrood Park and enjoying the views of one of UK's most iconic cities. Alright, well that is it for my United Kingdom Top 10. The UK is just such a unique region in the world, and I hope all can witness its beauty and history. What was your favorite place in the video? Let me know in the comments below.
All of them?
You guys want to support the channel, considering becoming a patron, and where you get perks such as free travel guides and stock footage. You can find me on Instagram at Shirley.
Yeah, it looks like, oh my god, like
Ryan, and we will see you later.
Yeah, I think everything, like, what looks good, like, everything looks good. I wouldn't even want to know, like, I don't know, like, what a crazy thing. Yeah, yeah, like my favorite places, I don't know, all of them, it didn't even look real. Everything looks like a painting, everything looks like straight out of a fantasy. And yeah, you can tell like why people like are so, I don't know, like mystified by these places. You know, there's like a lot of like, it's not just like the greenery because it's obviously very green, but it has so much like you know, the mountains and the atmosphere is very like, it doesn't even seem real, like it doesn't even look it's not technically, obviously it's not like man-made, but it doesn't even seem real. Like, how did people actually like live here? I don't know. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that, and I can tell like why people like imagine fairies and giants in places like this because it looks like out of this world. It doesn't even look like, I don't know, like something that humans like belong there because it's so like I don't know, like giant and I don't know, like mystical in a way that I don't think like humans really belong there. It doesn't even seem because we're so like, I don't know, insignificant compared to like the greatness of this. It looks so magnificent that it's like, how come like humans actually like live there, or you know, like I don't know, like I'm guessing because yeah, I mean people at some point in history probably lived there. But and you can tell why people probably like in ancient like civilizations probably like adored these places and probably would think like gods built this because yeah, you look, how come like you wouldn't think this. Yeah, everything looks so good. I wouldn't even want, I don't, I can't even say like which one is my favorite. I know those Wales looks beautiful. Edinburgh, you know, the whole medieval town, it looks like it's like conserving time. It doesn't even like look like we're, you know, in the future. Like everything looks like stuck in time in a way that's quite remarkable, I think, like for a town to be like stayed to be able to like conserve. I think that's probably the right term, to conserve like all these historical buildings and you know, without like time passing it by. Like that's incredible. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, like the mountains where the giants, I don't remember the name, but that looked like the history, you know, the myth says like a giant lived there. Yeah, that one looked stunning. And the waterfall, like the waterfall, I loved it. Like, and also the chalk mountains, like what a crazy thing. And they look like so flat and so perfect. Like how come you wouldn't visit there? And it's real funny that he was like, I wasn't able to like actually visit like the actual castle and get in the castle. But you know, it gives you probably, you know, an excuse to visit again, because I think that you probably can't, you know, like visit every single place that you want to do everything you want in just one trip. So you have to like, you have to go back. But I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I'll see you soon. Bye.